officials of Nigeria FC. This wasn't what we actually planned for. Starting the league wasn't easy for us, like what we actually planned for didn't come true. So we wanted using this FA Cup as a compensation. And so we were fully ready for this finals. At first, we weren't that opportune to come up to this level. But for God giving us this grace, we came and we were fully ready for Rivers Angels. I know, yes, it's not going to be easy for us, but football is a game of win or draw or lose. So that's just the outcome of it.
All right, for questions, please, just raise your hand, please.
Of course, football is either you win or you lose or draw. And I can tell you for a fact that the result wasn't the likes the best over Ali Paulina. You heard her. She said that this was not the plan. The wish that would have the President Federations Cup to compensate their woes in the Nigerian Women Football League. But it was not meant to be. I would tell you for a fact that despite Nigeria Rattles are not winning the trophy, there were some players that stood tall all through the tournament. Talking about the top scorer for the women's category, it went to Agama Ziparafe. Yes, Ziparefage, permit me. She won the top scorer award. But the woman of the tournament, most valuable player, went to Blessing Okwe, the player that converted the penalty. And the best goalkeeper went to Agatha Thompson of Rivers United. Let's still dwell with the President Federation Cup, where it was a beautiful game, I must say, for the likes of El Kanemi Warriors, that indeed has cemented their place as one of the greatest teams in the Federations Cup, as they won their third trophy. Talking about the President Federation Cup, recall that they first won it in 1991, and then they won it again in 1992. They went further to win it just in 2024 over the weekend. Yes, one man stood taller despite missing a penalty in that game in the first half. He was able to gather momentum courtesy of his coach, players, and of course fans who cheered him on. And he was responsible for the two goals scored in the game. He scored in the first half and he also scored in the second half. He went home as the best player. Talking about Nasiru Saliu of El Kanemi Warriors. It is one man filled with so much excitement. Let's hear him talk to us after the game. Yes, he was very happy following that performance. Saliu Nasiru speaks to us.
This is the missed penalty. This is happening game. This is happening game. This part of game. The tell us say coach encouraging. No problem. The missed penalty. They encourage me. The happy for the one goal. They encourage. Be honest.
Yes, my coach encouraged me. Yes, you miss penalties. It's part of game. But my coach stood behind me and he checked me on. And that spurred me to go further and do the damage. Coach of Abia Warriors, Coach Befero OG, was not a happy man. Once again, he missed a chance to play continental football. And El Kanemi Warriors will represent Nigeria. Of course, and the NPFL together with Aimba FC, as both teams have now qualified to play in the CAF Confederation Cup. First, let's listen to the coach of El Kanemi Warriors, Aliyu Zubair, as he speaks after the game.
Getting younger players and play out, because they are the one that we have perseverance and resilience to keep pushing. No matter the loading, I know they will keep pushing. And it wasn't easy anyway, but I know because of their age advantage, that is within the bracket, the age bracket within the team is what gave us the opportunity of combining the two together and prevailing in the whole competition. We thank God for that.
Age and of course experience, we are the determining factor why my team had to go all out to win that game. Talk about the coach of El Kanemi Warriors. Let's hear from coach Befelo OG talking about the coach of Abia Warriors.
Job of Abia Warriors. All right, coach. To get started, I don't know, just give us an impression of today's game. Definitely not the way you wanted it to end, but again, surely you have a lot of positive judgment.
Well, today's game is the game of the Warriors, and the Warrior must rematch. We are very unfortunate today that things didn't go our way, especially in the first half. All our footings were very wrong. Our positioning, our ball possession was very wrong, and that we paid dearly for it.
All right, captain, please.
It's a game of football, and it's a final game. The winner must emerge, and unfortunately for us, we are not the winners of today. But I believe it's a lesson for us. Maybe by next time, we have next year to try again, and I believe we're going to do much better come next year.
We will do better come next year. It is a game of warriors where certain warriors must emerge. Canadian Warriors were the winners and they went over with 15 million naira. Our Warriors also didn't go home empty as they were awarded 20 million naira. Emmanuel Ogbole of Kwara United went home as the top scorer, while the best goalkeeper went to Abia State Warrior goalkeeper Ali Ishaku. As for the women, we hear that Rivers Angels went home with 25 million naira and Niger Rattles went home with 10 million naira. One man joins me on the show. He has been nodding his head and he wants to have his take on the Federations Cup so far. Come on, Mr. J. It is good to have you join us on the show. Let's hear your take quickly.
Thank you very much, fine boy. It's been fire, and fireworks all through the weekend. But, it's interesting, and I like the sportsmanship nature of the competitors. It's a game, and it's a tournament. It's a competition, a final that a winner must emerge. And well, if it goes your way, uhuru, all laughs. But if it goes against you, then sadly, but someone must be beaten for a winner to emerge, and that is what has happened. Congratulations to the winners, and to the losers. Let them go home, prepare again, and then there's always a second chance, and then maybe come next season, it might be their time.
Come next season, it might be their time. So, Mr. J, we now know the 4 teams that will be representing Nigeria and the NPFL in the continent. First off is the Enugu Rangers and Remo Stars. Both teams will play in the CAF Champions League. While in the CAF Confederation Cup, we have Eimba and, of course, El Kanemi Warriors. Do you think that we have the best of representation?
Yeah, for them to have come out on top of from home, because it's not given to them. The position they've earned was not given to them on a platter of gold. They earn it, and they earn it among their equals. They competed, and for them to come out on top and earn this position, all we can do from our own part is to give them the share, give them the encouragement and all the necessary support, and then to the handlers of the teams, and then the sponsors of the team, they should just come out this time around. It's been a long time now. A Nigerian team do very well in the continental competition. I mean, in CAF competitions. This time around, we are fortunate. For all the teams that have come out, they merit it, and we have to give them the all-round support for them to go and do Nigeria proud in the continent of Africa.
Absolutely. And still sticking with Nigerian club football, we hear that Coach Kennedy Boboye has been voted as the LBA Manager of the Month for May and June. Yes, he took that award. Haven't played 6 games. Yes, he was able to get 4 wins and 1 draw in that game. And not only him was the winner, we also hear that Shatina Suleiman from Aqua United won the Player of the Month, scoring 5 goals in 6 games. Yes, of course, he definitely won that one, defeating the likes of Paigbara in that category, not forgetting Umba Oba of Eimba FC. Also, we have the likes of a deputy Cheta, also part of the players that he defeated to win that award. One man joins us on the show. Chukwunoza Rinze, the Sport Bishop. Good to have you join us on the show this evening.
Thank you for having me. A pleasure to follow this show and fulfilling and have a good celebration. Thank you very much.
All right, quickly, Spot Bishop. You were at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena over the weekend to cover the game live. Talking about the President of Federations Cup. Quickly, in 1-2 minutes, can you tell us what you experienced and, of course, how the game went down? Even though we have discussed extensively and on the games, just tell us from, should I say, from the horse's mouth. You were there live. Tell us what you experienced and the overall outcome of the game.
I think it was fireworks. Both games was quite interesting and very, very explosive. If you were there, you'd have feel the pulse of the players from the stand. And Lagos, they tried their best to come out in the numbers of all that, but tell you, it wasn't a spark to the season as we expected. I don't think the 5,000 capacity stadium was able to bring. If you would ask me, but at least the fans who were there had a great experience. Like you already know, I sent you a lot of documents. Is that Nigeria Towns, unfortunately, our own beloved team from the FCT, were adult champions, and we'll come to that in a moment. Why for, of course, talk about Ekering Warriors of Meduguri were crowned champions of the Federations Cup, and that means they will book themselves a ticket to the CAF Confederations Cup, and they also become champions. And a good one for them. And Nasir Usani, who got the 2 goals on the day, was the man of the match, and of course the man of the tournament. Nigeria also didn't go empty-handed, apart from the fact that finished second, the best team in the country. The striker, Agama Zupreke, beautiful striker she is, with 11 goals for her. And then, what a way to end. But again, that brings us back to that dubious show that has been making the rounds and the social media for the past, let's say, 2 days. You know, you were sure I sent you visuals of the handball and the penalties. And if you watch the referee, Yemisi, and the way she gesticulated, she pointed to her hand, that it was a handball. And I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact, where did that ball touch? Because first of all, this is my take, I've said it a lot of times. If the ball had hit the hand, to be sincere with you, we would have been arguing, okay, whether the hand in the conventional position or not, which I think the ball had a head in the ball hit her hand because her hand was by her side. I wouldn't have been as a because she didn't enlarge her body to actually defend it. She was not defending with her hand straight. But instead, the ball did not hit her hand, it hit her back foot and then her front foot, and then a good save from the junior international, and then after corner, and the referee automatically pointed to the spot. It was absolutely. I think the stadium went bonkers when that happened. Like, where did that come from? That was the big question. And so now we can't see phantom. Hopefully, maybe by the time I'm back on the show, we would like to get to hear from the head of the referee committee on his take on the issues. Because as of now, they've been I've written a lot of things. I've written a lot of things. There's been back and forth. Mainly that this lady was one of the ladies we talked about. I was related to be part of the referee for FIFA 17 World Cup. And to make a blunder in such a manner, you know, I think about finals and I tell you about some games. I would say if you're not 100% sure in a game as England, you don't give it.
Do not give.
Nobody would crucify you for not giving a penalty. You're not 100% sure, but they would crucify you if you give a penalty that is not worth it, and it decides the game. And to be sincere, it decided that game. That's what you know. And then I just created a lot of chance, but fortunately, the ball didn't get in the back of the net. But the big story now ends up with the penalty. Penalty or no penalty, we all know the answer already. I want to see how the NFF will react to that statement. I want to see how the react to that statement. But for me, again, kudos to the Academy Warriors. They were playing the continent. Kudos to Nigeria Stars. They did their best. For the first time in sports for the 3 years, an FC team have gone to the finals of the Federations Cup. But Rivers Angels will be the team who will be the champions for the 9th time in their history. But like I said, a lot of stories will come up from now. There's still a lot of thoughts. We can see what happens when the audience does settles.
All right, quickly, in a few seconds, Spot Bishop, what's next for Nigeria Tales?
Absolutely, because this is a team that is barely 3 years old, you know. I've followed this team, so I've been a fan of this team because they are in the FCT and I'm in the FCT. They've got some young talent. More than half of the team are junior international, so they're on the 17 level or on the 20 level. They've got players who are in front of the 17 teams that won our first gold medal in the competition. They've got a coach as well, who's a bronze medal winning coach. So
all right.
The future is bright. The future is bright for Nigeria. See, their first final is a team that was from 3 years ago gets to the final, we should applaud them. I think a bigger for us to be happy. If you had watched that game, DMV Sports, would have realized that the girls gave them themselves. So this is what they see happy. First, like Lions, first to see them come back. So, come on, I give these girls. They look like a team that will rule the women's football in the near future.
Okay.
And I said one step at a time, wait and play out this final.
All right, quickly, due to our time, let's see if we can wrap up these local scenes with these two news before we go on our first commercial break and come back and move over to the foreign scene. And now the biggest news, or one of the biggest news rather, over the weekend was the accusation of the NFF trying to sneak in a certain Francis Odega into coach around the World Drums Olympic squad list. We hear that this player is in a very good relationship with some NFF officials, and they are forcing these players down the throat of coach Randy Waldron. Recall that FIFA have said that countries can now extend their players list from 18 to 24, and we hear that the NFF are trying to bring in this woman, even though coach Randy Waldron does not fancy Odega to be part of his team, as he has already selected the team but not made published yet. But come on, this seems to be a case of nepotism, tribalism and favoritism in the NFF, according to some reports. Before I come to you, Sport Bishop, let me talk to Mr. J in a few seconds. Mr. J, what do you think about this news?
Honestly, this is like giving me a job and not allowing me to do it, which can be very, very frustrating. And at the end of the day, we'll start talking to ourselves, blame. I don't know why we can't do the right thing at the right time. We've been talking about this thing. We gave him the job. Why didn't you do it? Why didn't you do it yourself? Does it mean that a Nigerian squad without Francis Odega is not complete?
Is not complete, according to Mr. J. Let me talk to you, Sport Bishop. Trying to speak to the General Secretary of the NFF, talking about Mr. Sanusi Mohammed, but he came out to say that he's not the coach, so he cannot speak on the issue. And that was how the conversation ended. What do you think of this accusation? Hello, Sport Bishop.
Can you hear me?
Okay,
yeah.
It's better now.
I said I'm not the one who always want to jump on speculation. They smoke without fire. Got to talk about the Onana and the Francis that got into the squad. I just hope that whatever they are doing, they shouldn't disbalance the job. The score. Don't forget, this is the first time in 16 years when I was playing. Whatever was playing, and they did not qualify 2-3 times a row. Now these guys have fought brilliantly like lions, and I always call them. And I've got us a ticket at Paris after 16 years. I want to play politics around it. As I said, I want to wait for the league to officially release. Like you did, like I'm trying to tell you, the coach of the team is the World Cup. He's the man who is contracted to coach these girls. But like I said, never get it right if we keep having this anky-panky in football. At some point, we need to look at
Absolutely. It seems that the phone line is really acting up.
So it is what it is. So, like I said, let's wait for the full list to be out. Then, as I know, I will keep saying the first thing without fire. But I hope and I pray they do the right thing, because it will be sad that Nigeria waited 16 years to return to Olympics and get knocked out of the group stage as usual. The last time we had the World Cup, we were knocked out of penalties that who the team were eventual finalists, the three Lionesses. Let's not drop the gun now or drop the baton now. Let's take the best players who will play the best roles and give us the best results. Then the jump not better, like I said, the best people are ready. But 17 are to the World Cup. 20 are to the World Cup. It's not going to the Paris Olympics. We look at what happened at the end of the EFL.
Okay.
Presidential Cup football. So let's not drop the baton now. It's a domestic. I want to see. It's right on the ground is in the crowd, and then I can then start from a place of authority to now make my own thing. But if this is true, it's a disservice not only to Nigerians who are taxpayers.
All right, Sport Bishop. I wish we can go on and on and on, but sadly we can't. But finally, from the local scene, before we jet out, even though our time is really, really not a friend, we hear that Coach Emmanuel Amunike, a coach that has been touted to have replaced Coach Jose Pesaro instead of Finidi George. We hear that he might be on his way to Heartland of Owerri to join them in NNL and hopefully revive his career. This is unconfirmed, but from a reliable source, we hear that he will take up the mantle of leadership in the Nigerian professional football league with Atlan FC as the club that is serious to get a signature. 10 seconds or 15 seconds if you can, Sport Bishop. Do you think that he should take this job?
See, they're paying good money. This man is earning dollars in the hard currency in the Egyptian league from their coach, their technical advisor. If I can pay the good bucks, why not? After free job became the Super Eagles coach from the MPFL. So why not give it a grab? I'm not against him having a go, but like I said, he shouldn't settle for anything like because he wants to get a job. I know it's Heartland, over as Iwanya National with the old Iwanya, but for me, it's not the right pay. They can pay services, and I think he can get the job done. And have to also work on their right form of the stadium, Tanaya Stadium in Owerri. You know, the right ISO.
Okay.
They can work on that a lot because man plays good football. Let's see how we go.
Coach Emmanuel Amunike last job was with Zambia's Zeneko FC, where he worked as both a coach and consultant before leaving in 2023. Alright, we will leave the show for a moment. Let's go pay some bills. When we return, we will be moving to the foreign scene. We hear that coach Gareth Southgate is talking tough. And we hear that Argentina have set their eyes on retaining the Copa America. And it is good news all across Europe. But the party is beginning in Manchester United and of course in France. Stay tuned to find out more. All right, welcome back to the second half of the show, Sports Lounge, reaching you live from the studio of a Voice of the People, 96.1 FM, here in the capital city, Abuja. Yes, my name is Franklin Imuna, but you know me as Uncle Fineboy, the finest uncle talking sports in the capital city and beyond. On the show today, I've got Mr. J, you know him as MJ for short, Mr. Johnson, Marco G, and of course, we've got the Sport Bishop, though not in the studio, but is somewhere giving us in swinger far away in Kaduna. And just so you are part of the show, because I can see your calls coming. I love that. Keep the calls coming on a 080 831 28618 080 831 28618. That is the number you can reach me live in the show. But if you want to do a WhatsApp voice note, WhatsApp call, or a WhatsApp message, you can send yours 42070 0010 961 961 070 961. We are also streaming live on our YouTube handle. Do well to go on our YouTube page and search for the YouTube address Voice of the People 96.1 Abuja. That is VOP 961 Abuja. Do well to like, share, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can welcome you to our sporty family. Yes, I keep your comments coming there, and I will promise to give it a voice. All right, let's move over now to the foreign scene, because time, they say, wait for no one. And from the foreign scene, we touch down at Manchester United as we hear that Man United is set to confirm Dean Ashton as the sporting director of the club. That's not all. Just so you know, Manchester United, they are planning for a better season and, of course, a complete Manchester United. As we hear that Omar Brady from Manchester City will join Man United. Of course, I did tell you that Dean Ashton will definitely leave Newcastle to join Man United. Gary O'Driscoll left Arsenal to be part of Man United. And of course, Jason Watkins, he has joined Manchester United already. Ruud van Nistelrooy refused to go to Burnley. He says something beautiful is happening in Manchester United. And go ahead, Eagles coach Rennie Hanke, he has joined Manchester United. It looks like this will be the most feared team in the EPL come next season. We hear that these guys have started work immediately with the lead part of Man United's first signing for the season. Sport Bishop, what do you think Manchester United is cooking?
Beginning of last season, that it will get worse to get better, and then that's why we know how badly it's been at Manchester United. Like we said, so many coaches from different clubs, top managers. You know, this guy was at Feyenoord, and a certain man was from
Ruud van Nistelrooy?
Exactly, was at Feyenoord, and then the guy from Burnley as well. So it is what it is. That I must tell you. But we'll see how things turn out. I think I'm building something slowly but surely.
Mr. J, off the mic, you were saying that this is the first step of Manchester United should take. The likes of Arnold has left, the likes of Darren Fletcher also have gone, the likes of their former sporting director in diaspora has also left Manchester United. But it seems that when it comes to player recruitment, pattern of play, and the whole structure in Manchester United, this seems to be the best way to start.
If you are not aware yet, I think we all have to be very much aware now that Man U is doing a very serious coup towards the coming season, and you want to build a house because they have been getting it all wrong. Hiring manager, firing manager, putting blames on manager, and all. But I still believe that Eric Ten Hag should be able to do something, and thankfully, it's like his advice has been heeded to. You have to lay a very good foundation first. You have to have good advisors, because the people, the kind of staff that Man U is recruiting now are the kind of This
They're
is
top
a real.
class.
This is what we call building. You don't build a team or a club whereby every other thing is sharp, and then you bring one grain for that grain to do the whole magic. It is not possible. But like I said, it's a coup that Man U is planning, and they are going in the right direction, and they will be fearful if all these big heads bring their heads together. They will be fearful come next season.
Definitely, they will be fearful come next season. And we also hear that just like last season, where it was all about Victor Osimhen, whether he will continue at Napoli. Nigerians advise him to stay one more year to better his craft and prove himself again and again. But I can tell you that this season, it's all about Ademola Lookman. We had the likes of Bayern Munich, Liverpool, Manchester United, and Barcelona, and of course, not forgetting Chelsea. All this team are joisting for Ademola Lookman's signature for him to become part of their club come next season. Mr. J, let me ask you, should he stay or go?
Well, like we spoke too much of Osimhen, just like you said last season, and Osimhen stayed back. But unfortunately, he couldn't get the numbers owing to injury and all. He couldn't match the numbers they had the previous season.
No thanks to injury.
No thanks to injury. Not that Osimhen is still not the capable person. But now, Ademola Lookman has been able to bring a certain club's name, Atalanta, to the limelight, because it's not many people that really know that a certain club called Atalanta is there doing something very big. And now that ovation is loud for him, he has done it very well. And we've seen players moving like that and having a very good career in their future. Now that ovation is loud, I expect him to move.
All right, and now that the ovation is loud, according to the Mr. J, Ademola Lookman, get your bags and get out of Atalanta. 080-831-28618. 080-831-28618. Keep your calls coming on that number, and your WhatsApp calls, keep it coming on 070-0010-961-961. 070-0010-961-961. We will definitely appreciate your conversation, and definitely we will hear from you. Okay, this one straight from our YouTube page. This one says, I am Emmanuel from Use. Everybody wants to tap from Pep, but it is not about signing, it's how well you use them. I think we will suggest a word. I think we will suggest a word that is a way for them to. Oh, I wish I understand the last line, but come on, thank you, Oshe Emmanuel, all the way from Wuse, commenting on our YouTube channel. Definitely, we appreciate that. Keep those comments coming. And all right, away from that, Mr. J, Sport Bishop, let's move over now to the Euros. Breaking news from the UEFA as we hear that UEFA is investigating England's midfielder Jude Bellingham for a gesture he made during his later equalizer against Slovakia in the Euros 2024 last 16 tie on Sunday. European football governing body said it is looking into a potential violation of the basic rule of decent conduct by Bellingham. Bellingham was seen making a crotch-grabbing gesture following the Slovakians' bench. Wow! He was making that towards the Slovakian bench after scoring an overhead kick in stoppage time. Mr. J, for any player to score that beauty of a goal at such a time, and England went ahead to win that match courtesy of an Hurricanes' second goal in that game. I feel it was a rush of emotion, but whoever saying that they might charge Jude Bellingham for that violation of basic rule. If it seems that he went overboard with that celebration.
Well, for me, I don't think he really went overboard, because look at the quality of goal, the importance of the goal, the timing of the goal. Just seconds, like 80 seconds to the end, for them to be kicked out. He kept the whole nation back into the
competition and the game.
There's a lot that comes with that kind of goal. But, well, I don't know what the rule really is there, but the way I watch, I think if I am the player too, I will celebrate it very well. But
Wow.
if there is a rule and he knows and he breaks it, then let the hammer fall on him.
Let the hammer fall on Jude Bellingham. One team that brought the hammer of destruction was Spain, as they spanked Georgia by 4-1, and they have booked a place in the quarterfinal. Guess who? With host nation Germany. So Spain will take on Germany following their 4-1 defeat over Georgia, where Le Monde got an own goal for against his team Georgia to against his team rather. Spain to give Georgia the lead, but come on, it was Rodri who equalized in the 39th minute, and it ended 1-1 in first half. But Fabian Ruiz put Spain ahead, courtesy of Yamin Lemans assist, and then Nico Williams who provided the assist for the first goal, turn goal scorer, and Fabian Ruiz assisted him, and then Dani Olmo wrapped the winner for Spain. Other games that went down over the weekend saw the likes of Germany defeating Denmark by 2-1, and defending champion Italy were knocked out by Switzerland.
Fine boy, you know before now, I had picked only 2 clubs, but unfortunately one of them will be going out the way the competition is progressing. The surprise package for me in this competition is Switzerland.
Wow.
Honestly. Switzerland were a team that, apart from Granit Xhaka and Mbolo, who is that... but whenever it's national team, you then see a certain...
They come out of their shell.
Who is this former Liverpool player?
Sloboslai?
This Swedish Swiss player that play for Liverpool.
Okay, Zedran Shaqiri.
Shaqiri will come with stunners. He will come. I still wait and I follow him to see him turning in that kind of performance in his club side, but he will not. I don't know if it's language barrier or whatever. But whenever he's in his national team, he plays as if he's not the Xherdan Shaqiri
that we used to know.
Honestly, and I have seen a surprise package, and I want other nations to be wary of them.
Absolutely.
Initially, I tipped Germany and Spain, but they will meet after this round.
I wonder where you guys are keeping Portugal, because Portugal seems to be that team that is steadily doing wonders despite being defeated by Georgia. But Portugal looks like one team that we should also pay attention to. They will be in action later tonight against Slovenia, and exactly 9 minutes from now, France will take on Belgium. That is one cracker that I will be looking forward to.
I know. Fine boy.
080-831-28618. 080-831-28618. On WhatsApp, it is 070-0010-961-961. 070-0010-961-961. Mr. J, you wanted to delve into that one?
Yeah, I look at the clash between the fixture between France and Belgium. Both of them, for me, have underperformed in this tournament so far.
Mr. J, just hold your thought for a while. Let's take this caller. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the show.
Fine boy, how are you?
I'm fine. How about you?
Fantastic. You are speaking with Mohammed Abdullahi from Garki inside Old Trafford.
Mohammed, always a pleasure. Good to see you. You left us for a long time, Mohammed. Good to have you back. Welcome to the family.
Thank you. Good evening to Mr. J.
Mr. Mohammed, nice having you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I think I love what you people discuss this evening. Yeah, especially people say something sweet for my team. Arranging this season. Yeah, doing something good this season. Coming to Ruth Van Nistelrooy. It's a very good addition. And this Newcastle sporting director too, I think it's a fantastic one. And this Matthew Delete, I think I can't wait to see seeing in our first signing, my brother. That's what I expect in this season for my team. And for Europe, I think I can't wait to see Belgium making a wonderful performance, because I want them to get victory against France. And Portugal tonight, I will them a very good outing. Thank you so much, fine boy and Mr. J.
Thank you, Muhammad, all the way from Gariki. Always a pleasure.
Inside Old Trafford.
Keep those calls coming on at 080-831-28618. 080-831-28618. You seems shocked when Muhammad says he wants Belgium to defeat France.
Both of them for me have underperformed like I started before the call came in. But then, if you look at, if there is a team that one man can carry the whole load on his shoulder, you call on France. Then on Germany, on Belgium, we've seen where they have their golden generation, and unfortunately, the hazard time, nothing fantastic was really achieved nationally. But then, who knows who is coming to write his name in a golden plate this time around? The one you did not expect can just come from nowhere, out of the blue, and then do what the golden generation could not do.
Absolutely.
And that is what we expect Germany to do tonight. They have to start by shocking the world famous France.
We hear that Luciano Spalletti, the former coach of Napoli, will now become the new coach of Italy following their dismissal in the Euros, courtesy of that 2-0 win against Switzerland. A good addition for Italy, as we will now be seeing a new set of football.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely for Mr. J. He says he approves, and of course he lauds the new coach. We're talking about Luciano Spalletti, as he will be become the new coach of Italy. What will Kylian Mbappe do later tonight, as we see here as well that a certain Paul Pogba was called by the French national team to say, come be in the VIP section as we take on Belgium. He was invited by the French Football Federation president. He was also invited by the president of France, Emmanuel Macron, and he was a receiver with a standing ovation. The fans were shouting, Paul Pogba, Paul Pogba. People say this is a kind gesture to at least help that man because he's definitely suffering from depression.
Definitely, I think it's a very good one. This is the kind of scenes we used to see a certain man called Paul Pogba, but unfortunately things didn't kind of end well with him. But then if you talk of football, he has ended well in football. He has achieved internationally and club-wise. He's a World Cup winner, and we all knew his performance in that World Cup. So, if France want to recognize any particular player who is suffering emotionally at the moment, I think the right person to call on is Paul Pogba, because he has served in France. He has played for France very well, and he has carried them to heights that they still long to maintain.
Absolutely. And all right, away from football for a minute before we start packing our bags and baggages out of the studio. Let's touch down tennis, as it is official at the Wimbledon has begun, where Carlos Alcaraz Open is a title defense with a hard-fought victory over Estonian qualifier Mark Lajal. He won a 7-6, 7-3, 7-5, 6-2 to begin proceeding on the center court. Alcaraz is attempting to win back-to-back major titles after triumphing at the French Open last month, but it was not a good one for third seed Ariana Sabalenka, as she has not withdrawn from the Wimbledon with a shoulder injury. The 26-year-old Belarusian had to retire from a match at the Berlin Open last week with the problem, and she has not been able to recover in time. We hear that Russian Erika Andreeva, who lost to Britain's Sonia Katela in the final round of qualifier, will definitely take a place as the lucky loser. Mr. J. Carlos Alcaraz forging into this one, though the likes of Andy Murray, we do not know if he will be part of this team, but it seems that we just have Carlos Alcaraz and one man, Novak Djokovic, all to watch in this year's Wimbledon.
These names you have called are great names in tennis, and well, we wish them all the best in this. Yeah, that is just it, because these are names. When you mention these names, they are very popular, and we can't wait to watch them performing.
And of course, on Zabala, we'll be hoping that this third time she will be lucky in winning the Wimbledon. Recall that her heart has been broken countless of times as she continued to chase the Wimbledon Grand Slam title. And finally on the show, we touched down Formula One, where it is a bad blood and war of words between London Norrie and, of course, Max Verstappen, as both riders crashed their vehicles, and it ended in a wreck where both teams, both racers rather, and both drivers could not go all out to win. Norrie, who was challenging the world champion for the lead in the closing laps after the Red Bull driver had been delayed by a slow final pit stop, felt Verstappen had several times moved under braking when defending his position. These two guys seems to be at loggerhead. London Norrie and, of course, Max Verstappen, both are riding for different companies. Alright, that's all that we can take on the show. Appreciation to you and yours for trying to definitely reach us on the call. But before I take my sign out, let me take this message on our YouTube page. This one says, Uncle Fine Boy and Mr. J, you people are doing a nice job. Well done. It's Igwe, a first time texter. Igwe, let's give you this round of applause. You are the real MVP. First time texter from our YouTube page. Come on, we love these brand as well as your communication and your contribution. Do well to tell others, spread the gist, tell your friends, tell your landlord that the sport crew of a VOP 96.1 is in town. Mr. J, let's do this again tomorrow, shall we?
Dear all listeners, please keep the time. Newcomers and new testers, please keep the time. Thank you. We are here to serve you and we'll do much better.
Definitely. 4 p.m. a Sport Lounge makes a return, but bright and early, 8:30 a.m. It's all about a sport beat. Thank you and God bless. Keep listening to Voice of the People 96.1 FM Abuja. On behalf of Mr. J and I, and also the Sport Bishop, but we want to say we are done and we are gone. God bless. No.